in the 29B. That's Brendan Bruce out of Lincoln.
Row number 2 to the inside out of Omaha. It's the 6K. The traveling man, Roger Elliott, to his outside. Out of Beatrice, the 24R, it's Dylan Richards.
On the inside of row 3, the driver's out of Murdoch in the 5A. That is Austin Boucher. To his outside from Waverly in the 36. That's Dana Diekey. To the inside of row number 4 out of Lincoln in the 44X, that's Cash Beckman. To his outside out of Fremont, it's the Fremont Ford Ranger in the 12X, Dylan Haney. Final starter on the field, picked up a win during the Icebreaker Challenge. He's out of Beatrice, that's the 19 of Kyle Vanover. Off turn 4, gonna hear the roar. Caden Murray's got the green flag in the air. We are underway.
The big van on campus, tail end Charlie's got a long ways to go and 10 laps to get there. Hey, the scoreboard's working again. James, they're 3 wide, going into turn 3, shakes out just fine. Mason Richards, your race leader, over Brendan Bruce in second. Third is Dylan Richards in that 24R machine. The battle's on for the final transfer spot.
It's a battle between a Ford Thunderbird and a Chevy Monte Carlo, looking like the Cup cars in 1997. Roger Elliott down to the bottom side. Dylan Haney hanging on in the middle. Brendan Bruce looking to the outside. Haney's going to hang on to P3 as your battle's shaping up for the race lead. Mason Richards has it. Dylan Richards sure would like a bit at it. As they roll into turn 3, Richards going to go down a lane and a half lower. Off turn 4, down to the stripe.
Two cars.
Mason Richards. 2
cars got together, tail end of the field, middle of turns 3 and 4. They're trying to get going again, but they will not. Caution will wave.
Roger Elliott was able to get that machine refired before the yellow flew, I believe.
Cash Beckman was the other car involved in that. The son of our 2024 track champion. Might have some steering damage on that 44. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Mason Richards, Dylan Richards, no relation to my understanding. Kyle Vanover and Dylan Haney. Man, that reminds me, I didn't get a chance to put my fantasy picks in.
You know, I didn't last night, I didn't the second night Icebreaker, but I digress because we're going back to racing action. Mason Richards going to take him down the front straightaway into turn 1. Kyle Vanover trying to be one of those movers and shakers all the way up to third after starting tail end on the field. Wants to take it from the outhouse to the penthouse, but he's only got a couple of laps left to do it as they roll past the stripe.
6 laps remaining. Mason Richards, Dylan Richards, and Kyle Vanover. Mason Richards was one of the major contenders for the track championship last year. Fell just a tad short over Dustin Anderson. Kyle Vanover looking to the inside of Dylan Richards. Richards gets a good run, but has to lift to not rear end of the 18M of Mason Richards. James out of turn 4. We're going to have a 3-wide battle for the race lead.
Oh, yes, we are. Well, we nearly did. Mason Richards hangs on to the advantage. Back to turn 1, down to the low side. Strong set of corners from the 19. You've got a new race leader. Kyle Vanover going to take the top spot away. Mason Richards now to the second spot. Dylan Richards going to try and take it off the bottom side. Mason Richards hangs on to the spot.
Kyle Vanover from worst to first picked up the win on the Friday night portion of the Icebreaker Challenge. Excuse me, Saturday night portion of the Icebreaker Challenge. 2 laps left to go. Kyle Vanover, Dylan Richards, Mason Richards, and Dylan Haney, your Fremont Ford Ranger, looking to cruise in to the 8th feature as the caution waves. We got a car up into the wall, high side turn 3. That's the 5A of Austin Boucher. Hey, we've got a Advantage
Racing TV.
Thank you.
Dugan, give me that thing we talked about.
I got it. I'm fine. I got it now. I got it.
You get 3 chances.
All right. I haven't gotten it wrong tonight.
Then we're giving you the sticker of shame.
All right. When are you going to wash that ice cream out of your beard?
Should be here in a little bit.
Oh, no, it's way down here. It's down around that part where Scarlett had a handful of it during the high limit show.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 2 laps to settle the score. Kyle Vanover, Dylan Richards, Mason Richards, Dylan Haney, Dana Diekey, Brendan Bruce, Cash Beckman, and Roger Elliott. All back to the green flag. Lap and a half left to go as Vanover takes a roll into turn number 3. Takes a roll?
No, I don't think he wants to do that. Down the front straight away we go. White flag's going to fly. 1/3 of a mile remaining for the Beatrice runner in the 19. Richards, another Beatrice driver, hanging tough in the second spot. 4 cars going to remain unchanged as we roll into your final 2 corners. Off turn 4, Beatrice, Nebraska's Kyle Vanover going to get the win. Dylan Richards in the second spot. Mason Richards in third. And rounding out your top 4 finishers, it's going to be Dylan Haney in the 12X. Eagle Raceway, make some noise for your heat race winner in the 19. How about it for Kyle Vanover?
Absolutely gorgeous crowd at America's home track.
It does look nice. Some of the most beautiful fans in all of motorsports.
I was kind of worried it was going to be a little chilly tonight, but it is an absolutely perfect day at America's home track, and this is why you come to the track.
Yeah, you don't get sights, sounds, and smells like this from home. That's going to bring us up to your Avid Realty IMCA Sport Mods heat race number 1 of 4. That means we're going to go 8 laps the distance. Top 4 cars going to be moving on. Starting lineup to the inside of row 1 out of Lincoln in the 44D. It's the Hammer, Derek Hall, to his outside out of Valparaiso in the 62. That's Bobby Draper. Row 2 to the inside out of Ashland in the 75 machine. That is Luke Williams to his outside out of Omaha in the 17J. That's James Birkland. On the inside of row 3 out of Omaha in the 14M. That's Dan Latour to his outside out of Ashland in the 27W. It's Noah Williams. Final row, Zane Woodman, Brady Pompano. Green flag's going to fly on heat race number 1. Avid Realty IMCA Northern Sport Mods underway. Derek Hall picking up where he left off, leading down the back straightaway in this one over Luke Williams, Bobby Draper, and Noah Williams. Hall continuing on the top side, down the back straightaway. Battle heating up for P3 and P4. Noah Williams took a look to the inside, decided to change it up, takes the highway around, going to try and make the pass. Bobby Draper has the spot at the stripe.
Derek Hall, Luke Williams, Noah Williams, and Bobby Draper. That's your top 4 that are going to be moving on to the A feature right now, but a lot of laps left to go in your Avid Realty Sport Mod heat race number 1.
Little battle working out down the back straightaway. Brady Pompano and Dan Latour. Little tight quarters racing there off turn 4. Everybody survives that one. That's outside of your top 4 battles. Derek Hall continues to be the leader. Luke Williams in the second spot. Noah Williams now to third. Bobby Draper currently hanging on to your 4th and final transfer spot. Dan Latour, first one outside looking in. Got a little bit of room between himself, Brady Pompano, and Zane Woodman.
No challenge on the speedway. Well, we've got one battle. Brady Pompano and Zane Woodman going at it for 6th. Oh no, trouble for Pompano. Up the racetrack he goes. Zane Woodman's going to get the spot. White flag is waved. James, final time. Out of turn number 4, he'll make his return to the racetrack in true fashion. The 44D, Derek Hall gets the win. Luke Williams in second, Noah Williams in third, Bobby Draper rounding out your top 4 transfers. Derek Hall gave us a little bit of a scare in the off-season. Had a little bit of a medical issue and had to spend some time in the hospital. Wasn't able to get back out on the racetrack during the Icebreaker Challenge. Great to see him back for IMCA weekly racing action tonight. Heat race number 2, inside row number 1, out of Lincoln, the 17 of Mary Hahn. To her outside, out of Malcolm, Nebraska, the 88F. That's Rich Flock.
On the inside of row 2, hailing out of Omaha in the 19X, that's John Allensworth Jr. To his outside out of Lincoln in the 2A, it's the Racing Realtor, Theron Allman.
Row number 3 to the inside from Axtell, Kansas, the 45A. That's Austin Smelzy. To his outside out of Beatrice, the 0 of Michael Sherwood.
And making up your 4th and final row to the inside out of Waverly in the 15, that's Tyler Deakey. To his outside out of Omaha, the other half of Latour Racing in the 14X, that's Melissa Latour.
14K.
Sure. If we get a break in the action, I got a couple of lucky souvenir programs coming up for you, so get those ready.
Green flag is out. Mary Hahn, good start. She'll take the high side, turns 1 and 2. Rich Flock's got a good run down around the low side. Flock pulls up to ringside quarter panel. He's going to get a nose into turn number 3. Rich Flock going for the lead. Not going to get it off turn number 4. Mary Hahn will lead lap number 1.
And we got a pretty good battle going on for your 4th and final transfer spot, and that ends just about as quickly as it began. Trouble going around Rich Flock, and that's going to collect the 19X of John Allensworth. Allensworth and Sherwood were battling it out for that 4th and final transfer spot. That's going to draw the yellow, so race fans, pull out those lucky souvenir programs. I got some numbers coming at you right now.
Melissa Latour also involved in that.
Thank you very much. 841, 875, 858, excuse me, 838, 892, and 914. Again, but slower. 841, 875, 838, 892, and 914. Go see Jody at the bottom of the stairs and collect your prize from Eagle Raceway.
So 3 cars involved in that. Looks like only 1 car not able to continue. I missed the Advantage Racing TV replay. James, here we go.
Getting right back to it off turn 4. Mary Hahn going to take the field down the front straightaway. That's going to move the Racing Realtor Theron Allman into the 2nd spot. Michael Sherwood off the pace, off the exit of turn 2. He's going to get that machine gathered back up and reeled back in, but he's going to be well outside of a transfer spot as Hahn continues to be your race leader. The 45 machine, Austin Schmelzy, now up into the 3rd spot. Your 4th and final transfer car at the time, that is the 15 of Tyler Deakey.
Tyler Deakey, your 4th and final transfer spot right now. Top 4, no challenge. Big moves for that 5th spot. Michael Sherwood, John Allensworth going at it. Rich Flock also trying to recover. A little hard into turn 1. Flock's going to lose some room. That battle for 5th continues. James down into turn number 3.
Sherwood looking down to the low side. Allensworth working up top. Sherwood's going to take the spot away, but that opens up the door for Flock. Down the front stretch, back to the front of the field. It's all Mary Hahn since the drop of the green. Theron Allman riding in the 2nd spot. Austin Schmelzy and Tyler Deakey. Your top 4 transfer cars as laps winding down in this one. 5 more trips around.
Mary Hahn absolutely walking the dog. Got a car going around. In turn 2, rolls off the racetrack. We stay green. 2 laps left to go for Mary Hahn, Theron Allman, Tyler Deakey, and Michael Sherwood. Sherwood now your 4th and final transfer.
Rich Flock may have a shot of locking this thing into the main event out of the heat race here just yet. Tough break for that 45 of Austin Schmelzy down in the infield. He was riding in the 3rd position.
Out of turn 4, white flag has waved, checkered flag is in the air. Mary Hahn will pick up the heat race win. Theron Allman, hell of a run in 2nd spot. Tyler Deakey in 3rd. And Michael Sherwood is going to hold on to your 4th and final transfer.
That's going to roll out heat race number 3, coming down the back straightaway. On the inside of row number 1 in the 31S, that is Jacob Swanson. To his outside out of Beatrice in the 89, it's Coulter Imes. On the
Sorry, thank you. Row number 2 to the inside out of Lincoln. Aiden Floyd in the 7F to his outside out of Platinum at the 25X. Joe Fayen.
On the inside of row number 3, the driver's out of Lincoln in the 44. That is McLean Reed. To his outside out of Beatrice in the 32X. That is Nathan Wallstrom. Inside your 4th and final row, the driver hails out of Rising City, Nebraska in the 18 machine. That is Dion Kovar. And his outside out of Eagle in the 21H, the rookie competitor, another one of those making the move up out of the cage kart ranks at Mini E. That is Haley Moshik. Off turn 4, green flag's gonna fly. Here we go, taking the field down into turn 1. It's the 31S of Jacob Swanson. Aiden Floyd riding in the 2nd position. McLean Reed going right along with him. Down the back straightaway, battle for P4 and 5. Gonna heat up a little bit as I say that, nearly goes around. Fantastic save as Jacob Swanson's gonna lead lap number 1, but troubles for the 89 machine of Coulter Imes.
Battle is on for the final transfer spot. Joe Fayen wants it. Dion Kovar's got it. Where's the Banana Gang? There they are. Great battle for the race lead. Aiden Floyd going for it. Jacob Swanson had it at the line, but Floyd's got the low side. He'll get the grip off turn number 2. Aiden Floyd puts that 7V to the lead. Sorry, 7F.
Floyd's got some company coming from down to the bottom side. He'll hang on to the top spot. Top 3, top 4 cars now. Jacob Swanson looks to the low side as Floyd lets the 7F machine drift up the racetrack. He's still got about a half car length advantage. Swanson's not giving up, not giving in, down off the bottom side. Aiden Floyd continues to be your race leader. Swanson in 2nd, Reed in 3rd, and Kovar rounding out your top 4 cars. But here comes Dion Kovar down to the bottom side.
Dion Kovar putting a little bit of pressure on that 44 machine of McLean Reed. The Banana Man's got a car underneath of him tonight. Pulls a slide job, crossover from the 44. That battle continues as McLean Reed has taken the 3rd spot back, but Dion Kovar's not done yet.
Kovar liking it about a lane and a half higher than where McLean Reed's running through 1 and 2. Reed's going to take it up towards the top shelf, try the crossover move now on Jacob Swanson. Great battle for the 2nd spot as they roll past the stripe. Swanson and Reed continuing to go at it. Haley Moshik going to be some lap traffic up ahead of this one. Going to be tight down the back straightaway, but it won't quit.
Hold on to it, Jacob Swanson. A little hard into the corner. McLean Reed's going to get the spot up to 2nd. Meanwhile, Aiden Floyd sees the white flag. Final time for the 7F machine. Battle continues for that 2nd spot. James, they're side by side going into 3.
Off turn 4, Aiden Floyd sees the checkered flag. He's going to pick up the win. Coming back down to the stripe, Jacob Swanson hangs on to the 2nd spot. McLean Reed's going to bring it home in the 3rd position. Rounding out your top 4 and final transfer car out of this heat. It's the 18 of Dion Kovar. Eagle Raceway, make some noise for your heat race winner in the 7F. How about it for Aiden Floyd?
Hell of a heat race, number 3.
For Dale.
For Dale.
That'll bring us up to your 4th and final Avid Realty IMCA Sport Mod Heat Race. On the inside of row number 1 out of Beatrice in the 96, that is Gary Sadoff. To his outside, the Lincoln, Nebraska runner in the V18W, that's Kid Lightning, Cole Wayman.
Row number 2 to the inside out of Bellevue in the 31R, that's James Hines. To his outside out of Lincoln, the 22 of Braxton Smith.
Inside row 3 out of Bellevue, it's the 11H of Nick Morris. To his outside out of Malcolm, Nebraska, they call him Batman. In the 22M, it's Matt Andrews.
Row number 4 out of Dorchester, the 66 of Trevor Noonan. To his outside, the 77 of Sean Davis.
I hope I didn't do that too poorly.
No.
I've never done a Batman
I just never understood why he was Bruce Wayne and Batman. But he's a hell of a...
Is that Little Wayne's brother?
He's far more successful at his craft than I am, so I don't get to criticize Christian Bale.
Who?
Batman.
Who? Caden Murray, that's who. He's throwing the green flag on your final Avid Realty Sport Mod Heat Race down the front straightaway. Dead heat between Sadoff and Wayman. Oh, Wayman, big slip of the grip. He's going to gather it back up, but that's going to do some bottling up. Looked like Talladega last Sunday.
More trouble for the 66 of Trevor Noonan. He had issues during the heat race, the hot laps. Heat race troubles continue. He pulls off the racetrack. We've got a battle going down into turn number 1. Cole Wayman trying to reel in the 96 of Gary Sadoff. Braxton Schmidt and Matt Andrews. Big move for Matt Andrews. Tries the slide job, can't get it to stick. He's going to fall back into that fourth and final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Cole Wayman's there.
Man, I tell you what, that was a heck of a duel between deuces. The 22's going at it, Braxton Schmidt and Matt Andrews, but how about the slide job for the lead? Cole Wayman takes the top spot away, but Gary Sadoff not shaken, not shook. He's back on the hammer.
He ain't no Captain Shook. Nice little NASCAR Gambling Podcast reference
Yeah,
there.
too bad you ain't here, Zeeb. We could have used you.
As usual, not at the track. Cole Wayman, Gary Sadoff, battle at the line. Matt Andrews takes the third spot away from Braxton Schmidt. But James, that battle continues out of turn number 2.
No, this is some serious racing, like we were coming down for the feature win. Wayman's going to hang on to the top spot as they roll past the stripe. Andrews got third away, Schmidt hanging on to your fourth and final. First car outside looking in, that's the 31R of James Hines.
Field starting to get a little spread out now as Cade Murray gives Cole Wayman the signal of 2 to go. Gary Sadoff holding on to second, Matt Andrews in third, and Braxton Schmidt in fourth. James Hines, first car outside looking in the 31R. Then it's Nick Morris, Sean Davis, and Trevor Noonan. White flag is out. James, final time.
Cole Wayman about halfway back to 84th and O Street in that V18W machine over Gary Sadoff. Matt Andrews and Braxton Schmidt off of 4 the final time. Checkered flags are waving for the V18W. That's Cole Wayman. Top 4 cars going to remain unchanged. Sadoff in second, Andrews in third, and Schmidt in fourth. Eagle Raceway makes some noise for your final heat race winner in your Avid Realty Sport Mods. How about it for the V18W of Cole Wayman?
Yeah, he's doing a victory lap just to make sure he didn't take the checkered flag by mistake.
Hey, you know, Mark Martin did that once back in the day. Accidentally pulled off on the white. My Uncle Bill did too, but I was told to never mention that.
S&L Trenching Modifieds making their way out onto the racetrack for heat race 1 of 3. James, how are we lining them up?
Well, we're lining them up like this. On the inside of row 1 out of Ashland in the 21, that's Tracy Hard. To the outside out of Red Oak in the 1, that is Josh Most.
Row number 2 to the inside, also out of Red Oak, the 29M. That's Monty Most. To his outside, the 21T, Tyler Haar.
On the inside of row number 3 out of Hickman in the 4B, that's Brandon Verbeek. To his outside, the Omaha runner in the 2T, that's Cameron Thompson.
Row number 4 is going to be Sean Hine and John Clausen.
And your final starter, it's the Shark, Sean Harker. Green flag is out. Here we go.
Also, Kyle Overding in the 75 machine out there, I think. Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
Green flag is out. They're rolling out of turn number 4. Oh, trouble for one car. Monty Most having a little bit of an issue. Excuse me, he's a Council Bluffs boy, not a Red Oak boy. Got to get those cities right. Lap number 1 went to Josh Most. Tyler Haar in the 21, then Tracy Haar in the 21T.
Josh Most jumping out to a heck of an advantage as we've got one John Clausen going to go down a lap in the 18L machine. As Cameron Thompson is all by his lonesome facing the wrong direction at the midpoint between 3 and 4. That's going to draw the first yellow in your S&L Trenching IMCA Modifieds. Back to it we go off turn 4. Josh Most going to take the field down the front straight away. Oh, big drift up the racetrack from Haar. That's going to open up the door for the second place runner. Or excuse me, that's going to open up the door for the old man. In the 21T.
Tyler Haar taking over that spot. Tracy Haar starting to fall back. Brandon Verbeek looking to the inside of Tracy Haar.
And now Sean Harker looking to the inside of Verbeek. He's going to take the spot away.
Sean Harker up into a transfer spot now. Excuse me, I think they're all moving on. No, top 5 are going to be moving on. We will have a B feature. Josh Mose getting around the lap traffic of John Clausen. Josh Mose had a really good car both nights of the Icebreaker Challenge. I think he won on Saturday night. No?
Don't quote me, that was a while ago. As your battle for the second spot, Sean Harker was right there. Lap traffic kind of threw a little wrench into that plan as we roll off of 3 and 4. Haar's going to hang on to the spot. Harker into the 3rd position.
Tyler Haar, Sean Harker going at it. Both of them are already in the transfer spot. This is for bragging rights. White flag is out. Final time past the start-finish line for the Red Oak native Josh Most, as Sean Harker is going to take over the 2nd spot from Haar. And your 5th and final transfer will go to Brandon Verbeek. But James, we got one more set of laps left to go. Well, never mind.
Well, never mind. Off turn 4, checkered flag is flying. This one's going to be in the books. Your race winner, the one machine, Josh Mose, Sean Harker in the 2nd spot, Tyler Haar in 3rd, Tracy Haar in 4th. Rounding out your top 5 transfer cars, that's Brandon Verbeek. Eagle Raceway makes some noise for your heat race winner. In the one machine, it's Josh Mose. I tell you, I think our crowd mic's working pretty all right. Can y'all make some noise? I want to see if I can hear it in my ears. Oh, that's beautiful.
Not bad.
So crisp.
By the way, I did say I was going to come back to it, and I haven't yet. We got a drink to take, so